Hey you guys, it's Dave coming to you from the fire pit in my backyard here in Southern Maryland. It's too nice a day and it's a little too early for me to light the fire, so I'm going to leave the fireside chat out and just do the chat part today. So it's St. Patrick's Day, so I'm sporting a little green, and my drink today is it's a double too. I poured a strong drink because I don't want to go back in the house during this video. So this is my Connemara single malt Irish whiskey, heavily peated and smoky. If I think of it, I'll try to add the picture. I've featured it several times on past videos, but a lot of people have joined the channel since I did that. So it's called Connemara. It's from Connemara, Ireland. It's made there and only made there. I get it shipped in by the case. I buy the 12-year-old. And if you like peaty whiskey, if you like smoky whiskey, this is good. So happy St. Patty's Day to you guys. So we're going with Drew Estates, Liga Privada number 9. I've done this a few times already on the channel, but again, Drew Estates, Liga Privada number 9. It's a fabulous cigar. I've done the punch. You know what we do next, right? We treat it gently. It's a little bit of a breeze out here, but not too bad. Toast it. Even my torch just doesn't like even a little bit of wind. Just gotta take your time. It's enough torture for you guys. I'll be back in a minute. We got her lit now. This is one of the cigars that's just great from the first draw. You can tell by the smoke, it's got just enough of a breeze out here to mess with your burn. So I think it was yesterday's video, last night, that I said I brought my stubby smoker, but you were so far away. So this is my cigar tool. It's got a coring tool as well. I guess I almost never use it. If you need to improve the draw, you just do the core, but rarely do I have a cigar that's wrapped so tight I need to do that. But however, though, the other side of this tool is my stubby smoker. I'll probably be using it today. I certainly used it last night. I smoked that late night, truly down to the nub. So we'll probably use stubby smoke tonight as well, or today. The weather is legitimately perfect. 68 maybe. Just a tiny touch of breeze. I can't feel it, but the smoke can. It's almost too warm to have a sweatshirt on, if you can believe that. So I got things done early today. I got over to the paddock early. I was there by about 9 or 9:30. So I was able to get things wrapped up and get home. And the reason I'm doing the fireside chat early is Amory's cooking a special St. Patty's Day dinner, so I don't want to mess that up. So rather than try to squeeze in a fireside chat, I decided to do it now. So that's why we're doing it a little early in the bright sunshine and without the fireside part. So I can't remember if we talked about it yesterday, but Dave, Central Cal Piper, he pulls together a monthly live video. And if you want to participate, rather than just be part of the channel comments, reach out to Dave and make sure you get on the invite list. It was really fun. And we have people truly from all over the world now. I mean, several member nations of the UK. We had somebody from Hungary, and then from all over the US. So it was really fun. We had at least 14 people throughout the whole thing. So anyway, it's worth your time. It's we restrict it now to 90 minutes, but it's worth it. But the 90 minutes goes fast. I mean, from the time the meeting, the Zoom call starts, we go past the hour mark. I mean, just like that, it's crazy. So but we did a good job of killing it at 90 minutes yesterday. But gosh, please participate. We had our 2 South African friends. Yeah, Yusuf and Jacques were both on it. And that's why Dave does it 8 o'clock California time, 11 a.m. New York time, so that the European guys and the South Africans can participate. So it's it's kind of middle of the day for the rest of us, but it's really fun. So I just encourage you, if you don't want to participate by Zoom, I know some of you are not camera people, but try to get on the comments, and it's worth your time. It's fun. Even if you only come on for 10 minutes, you can jump on and say hi and ask a question, or just bask in the excellence of who's on camera, and then say goodbye and jump off. So being March 17th and early spring, my wife's garden yard is starting to come to life. So the early bloomers are out in full bloom. So I'll stop this, and I'm gonna put you through a series of like 4 quick updates so you can see, because I've shown you I've shown you when it looks like at its worst. So I can show you now as it starts to wake up. So there's 3 or 4 things I want to show you real quick. We'll do a quick flower tour, and then we'll come back. Hey guys, I just thought I'd show you some spring goodness here in Maryland. This is a weeping cherry for those of you who aren't gardeners. But as the flowers wake up, I thought I'd show them to you. Man, this is a forsythia. Looks really good. And here we have a magnolia tree. My wife says it's a little gem magnolia. I imagine daffodils need no introduction, but that's what you're looking at here. And the mysterious white bush. Even my wife doesn't know what to call it, but it's in full bloom, so I thought I should at least add it to the videos. And it sits right at the lower pond. The yard's got a long way to go, but I thought I'd just show you the cool parts. It's waking up. So you can tell that my wife has truly a calling for gardening. I mean, it is her. She got it from her mom, but she's got a green thumb. She loves it. From now until about October, she's in the yard almost every day, just keeping it up, keeping it weeded. She's doing spring clean out right now as we speak. It's not my thing. I do what I would call, I'm her mule. I'll mule things. If something's heavy, I'll move it. If she needs something big dug out, I'll dig it out. If she needs something chainsawed, I'll do it. If she needs when she cleans up and has a really heavy load, I'll haul it. But yeah, I'm not going to crawl around. Plus, I screw up. If I help her weed, I pull the flowers and leave the weeds because I'm so stupid. So anyway, so I don't get too involved. Yes, I'm in a good spot in life again. Paddock's in great shape. I got my freezer project done. I'm ready for my side of beef to come in. My son has got full medical clearance from his broken shoulder, and he's skiing every weekend in Colorado now. My daughter's got 5 weeks left to her spring semester, so she's got a bit of a 5-week sprint, but she's killing it and doing really well. So life's good. My mom is feeling okay. The weather's really helped. We've gotten her out of the house several times now. So life is good. You guys all reacted really well to the saving of the 5th grader story, and I just really want to restate, I had very little to do with it. I sent 4 very, very brave people into harm's way. The sheriff, the state police, the superintendent, and the teacher. They did the work, not me. I really get no credit other than she called the right person, and failure was not an option. You guys have heard me before, but when a kid's life's at stake, or when it could be, we didn't know. You have to take action. Just failure in that situation is not an option. But um, we'll talk about my superpower in a minute. But I just want to make sure that you understand I had very little to do with it. Those people that wear a uniform and carry a gun, to walk into that house not knowing what was going to happen with very little backup, because you don't want to show up with a force. That's the wrong thing to do. But they're the heroes. The teacher's the hero. The teacher, just they have that moment of clarity, that moment of flash, that flash of inspiration that we talk about, and just go, holy shit, I missed it. What do I do? Pick up the phone and make something happen. She's the true hero. I sat on my couch and made a bunch of phone calls, and that was it. So I don't want to claim too much. Yeah, I was the catalyst or the grease in the wheels, but I didn't do it. They did. So I've got another elected story for you. This one, another serious one. Most of my elected stories are serious. I really enjoyed the service. I hated the politics, and I really hated the campaigning, but I liked the service. So one day I'm at work, because when I was county exec, I still had a full-time job. I still went into the FBI every day. Because elected officials get paid jack. At least when I was elected 20 years ago, I think we made 28 grand or something like that. And by the time you pay taxes on it, you really don't make anything. Plus, you got to drive everywhere. And a lot of times you end up paying for your own lunches and dinner. So, at least at the local level 20 years ago, it was no way. It was not a lifestyle. It was, you chose it because you're either narcissistic or you really wanted to serve. But, so I was at work one day inside the FBI, and my cell phone rang, and it was my sheriff, the actual elected sheriff, who I was actually pretty good friends with. I know him well. We hit it off right away. And he was like, Dave, we got a problem, and I need to know if you're gonna back me up. I said, dude, what's going on? And it turns out we had a couple had gotten divorced. They had an 8-year-old boy, and the husband had broken back into the house. The ex-husband had broken into the house and had taken their son. I think he was an 8-year-old. Had taken his son by knife point and had the knife to his throat, and was threatening to kill him right in front of mom and right in the house. And I think it was one of these classics, if I can't have him, nobody can have him, right? We hear that a lot with men will go, well, if I can't have her, then nobody will have her. That's usually the last words or the last sentence of sort of a guy gone a little wrong. A little wrong, that's a stupid sentence. Gone completely mad, completely insane. Well, this is what the guy did. He broke back into his old home and took this kid hostage. We had we had our sheriff's department on scene, and they were talking to him, and he was just making it clear that he had no intention of surrendering, and that he was, at any time going to kill the kid. And so at that point, the sheriff deployed two of our snipers, and when you want to shoot somebody through glass, you typically want two snipers, one to take the glass out and one to take the suspect out. And what Mike was calling to tell me was that our special ops team was there, that we had our two snipers fully deployed, had the bead on him, and he was calling to ask me if it was okay to take the guy out. I was like, what the hell are you doing, man? He said, well, even back then, it's so easy to think of it now, but 20 years ago, he was like, well, there's so many politicians second guessing law enforcement now. I don't want to ruin my career, and I don't want to ruin the career of my men. by doing something that then the politicians are going to come after the department for. And I don't want the department to pay for something people disagree with through budget cuts and all. There's lots of ways to hurt law enforcement. And he said, I need to know I've got your backing, that you have my back. I was literally shocked. I said, what are you doing? I said, I have two answers for you. One, I want you to take him out. Oh my God, if we lose a kid over this, how are we going to answer for that? So yeah, you have my full authority, for whatever that means, to take out the guy. And so he actually set the phone down and got on the TAC radio, and I heard him actually say, we've been given the green light. And then the double shots occurred over my phone. I could hear it. He came back on the phone and said, guy's done. So I said, Mike, the other answer for you is I never want you to feel like you have to make this call again, ever, ever. You do what you have to do, and, I'll always have your back. And I don't really care who my sheriff is. We had several sheriffs over my 8 years. I made it very clear to each one of them. I don't care what party you support. I don't really care if you're right or left. If you're ever in a situation that requires such an action, you take that action. Don't waste time calling me. But we saved that 8-year-old boy. And, unfortunately, both he and the wife had to see dad get shot, killed right in front of him. Not cool. But that is way better, in my opinion, than the alternative. I think we've lost that in this country. I think we've lost it at the local, state, and federal levels, where the law enforcement doesn't even want to take this kind of action anymore. But I lived it. I was right in the middle of it, and I would never regret the decision. And if I was elected again today, I would make it again. And if people want to get mad at me, so be it. But so there's another elected story for you where the service is far better than the campaign to get the office. But once you're there, you can do good things. Hey, I'll put out a quick shout out to Bill Keach. I think he's a fairly new presenter, and he says things with his mouth like I'm an introvert and he's not comfortable, but then he did a really nice introduction to himself today. So I just throw out Bill Keach. It's easily searchable, but it's interesting. He says a lot of things that I think we've felt, and that's I don't have many friends, and I don't make friends easily. And this community we call the YTPC has been kind of a godsend in that way, and I couldn't agree more myself. So again, I just wanted to throw it out. He put out a couple of good videos today, and I'm seeing more videos from you guys about, hey, you don't even call it an introduction, but you say like a few things about myself. And I think if you had to do your introduction video again today, you'd probably do it differently than you did originally. But I like the fact that the community is starting to put more and more about itself out as individuals. I think we're starting to show that it's okay to do that, and that it's enjoyable to watch each other's, that next step level down of depth in our videos. And I know not everybody wants to go down this road, and I know a lot of people feel like I'm hijacking the community. I'll wear it. I'll wear that. I need to get a hijack flag and put it up. I'm going to hoist the hijacking flag. Because if hijacking this community means it gets more and more in depth and deeper, and we go beyond pipes and tobacco, I got to tell you, I couldn't be more proud if I can help lead that way. So anyway, Bill Keats, you lead the way today. And then Potter Pipers, he said it was a VR to me, and I appreciate that. But we went way beyond me, and his discussion, and I'm going to encourage him, not here. I mean, I'm doing it now, but I'll do it on the phone too. But I want to encourage him to do more of that. That was real. That was teaching. That was deep. That should create different kinds of thinking with us. So, Potter Piper, hats off to you, buddy. That was awesome. Cheers. So you see all these surveys, especially like Facebook loves it. Like, what's your superpower? I don't have very many, but I've got one. I have the ability to take very complex situations and problems and burn it down into an action plan that people feel like I can do that, I can do that. And if you take 10 steps, then you can plan out the next 10 steps. And I think that's why I was so popular at the bureaus. I took things that they felt were untouchably complex and just didn't know how to solve. And I think that's why they sought me out at Fort Belvoir. And I think that's why I was so involved with their operations for 20 years or better. Because that's one thing I have. And I've been able to translate it even here in the community. Some of you, I'm working with you on your retirement plan because you just felt I just couldn't see the larger picture. And we've been able to make some real breakthroughs. So I appreciate you reaching out to me. It's a little scary, but we're starting to break things down. I really do appreciate that. So there's my superpower. Although no one asked, I just wanted to say it out loud. That's really my only superpower. It's certainly not behind the wheel. It's certainly not in racing. I have no superpowers when it comes to knowledge of pipes, tobacco, or cigars. That's for sure. That I can break complex problems down into doable actions. Yeah, so test me. If you have a problem, you have a complex situation, throw it at me. Throw it at me in a comment, throw it at me by text, throw it out by email. You guys are getting very comfortable reaching out to me by text and email, by the way, which is totally fine. It really just depends on how public you want to be about what you're asking. So let's take a minute and talk about a word that shows up in the Bible a fair amount, and I think we completely misread it. In modern times, anyway, I have no idea. It wasn't there, don't know how they meant it when they wrote it. Wasn't there for all the canonical councils in the review, but I want to talk about the word meek. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm meek. I can hear you yelling at the camera right now. But I think we've been led astray on what meek means. Like when we talk about the meek shall inherit the earth. I think in modern times, the last 30 or 40 years, and I can just hear Potter Piper making a VR on this, but I don't think meek means mild, weak, childish, or childlike, um, not knowing what you want, not willing to stand up, hiding behind excuses, hiding in the shadows, sitting on the couch. I think meek means being fully prepared and fully capable of being dangerous and choosing to withhold that capability until it's needed. To being educated, to continue your education, to be willing to help others, to being respectful, to being thoughtful. I think being a dangerous, educated, ready, prepared man, but only using the tools that need to be used in the moment that sits before you, and being prepared to do the next level, whatever that is required of you, but not doing it unnecessarily. I think that's meek. I think that's meek of old times. You know, Uncle Willie says, if you stay prepared, you don't need to get prepared. I think if you stay prepared and you are prepared, but you don't have to use it, you're meek. You're prepared, but you are intellectual about how and when you would use that. And you only use the tools necessary. And you only You only apply them when the situation requires it. I think it's meek. I think Uncle Willie is meek. I think Potter Piper is meek. And for some reason, we're being taught that meek means weak. The weak shall inherit the earth. I don't agree with that. I think the meek will get run over and slaughtered. Don't be meek. Don't be meek equals weak. Be meek equals prepared and willing to do what you need to do what you are called to do, but only when it's necessary and only when you're called. I'll be interested to hear how does that land out there on the other side of the camera. Anyway, it's been bothering me. It's been in my brain. It keeps being brought up in that voice inside my head. So I said, geez, I'll just finally talk about it today. So be strong, be prepared, be dangerous, be meek. Guys, it is impossible to explain how perfect it is out here. Holy smokes. It's got to be 70 degrees back here in the backyard. Puffy white clouds, tiny little breeze, fantastic cigar, great single malt whiskey, Irish whiskey for St. Patty's Day. Oof, it's perfect. I hope you get to experience perfect now and then. Hey, my wife sent me a picture, a memory picture that gets thrown up at you now and then. So okay, story time. I'm gonna start over. I got a story for you. So 12 years ago, we took our kids, we tried to take them offshore every year. And so we did a 2-week trip. We did the England, Scotland, Ireland trip. And I've told the story before about being such a stupid American that I thought we could drive from London to Edinburgh in one day, which you can do, but it's not recommended. That's what is officially known as a long ass day. And then a couple days, we went over to Ireland and we were over by Cliffs of Moher, and my kids found a dog. And so I'm gonna just pass all the details. We brought her home. We ended up adopting her. We got home, and a couple weeks later, they said, "Hey, Dad, can we try to rescue Brownie?" Was her name at the time, and the rescue organization had picked her up from the castle we were staying at and put her in dog prison. And they'd named her Raindrop. So I called them and I said, "Hey, we'd like to adopt Raindrop." And we ended up buying her a ticket, essentially a first-class ticket, and had her flown over from Ireland to the U.S. We named her Lucky. She was a border collie, and I'm going to put a picture up here that my wife sent me. It's we dressed her up. We named her Lucky. We decided her birthday should be March 17th, and my wife would dress her up. So again, I'm going to put this picture up here of Lucky dressed up for St. Patrick's Day. And we lost her a year and a half ago. We had her for 10 years. We lost her a year and a half ago. But anyway, I'd still want you to see what she looked like on St. Patty's Day. So a couple other subjects, and we'll shut this down and get you out of here. So one of the things I was asked to talk about, I think because of my association with the Bureau, was Area 51. I got nothing to add to Area 51. The portions of the Bureau I dealt with for those 2 decades really had nothing to do with Area 51. So I can't really speak to it. I don't really know any more than, I've done a lot of reading, a lot of research, and a lot of watching on the subject, but I don't really know anything that's not publicly available information. The fact that they fly the workers in every day from Vegas, there's a known flight. It's an unmarked aircraft. It flies every single day. Everyone gets flown in. I don't think anybody lives on site. I mean, I imagine the security forces do, but the workers don't. They fly in from Vegas every day. They get flown home every night. I think it's more of a cover story than anything that UFOs were crashed there and we have them there. I think it's a great cover story. It's very convenient. That way we can do anything we want, particularly at night. Um, and then then people say, well, there was some UFO sighting last night, and the government can go, well, we don't believe in UFOs, but whatever. So I have a feeling it's more our technology that people are witnessing than alien technology. But I do find some of the Egyptian hieroglyphs that show scuba tanks and helmets and things to be hard to explain. So maybe we are a alien race that came here a long time ago, but I have no idea. So anyway, I probably won't talk much about it because it's a subject I really know nothing about other than what I've read and watched. And you can read and watch the same things I do. So anyway, I have no knowledge of it. The Bureau had no involvement with it. The parts in the Bureau that I knew. And in my 33 years of my career, I've never been there, never been invited there, and I really have no idea what goes on there. So there you go. There's my Area 51 conversation. All right, guys, we should talk crypto for a minute. I've had a couple questions about cryptocurrencies. I told you I was going to move money into crypto this past week, and I did do that. Fair amount of money, small percentage, but a fair amount of money, and I intend to do it again this coming week. I believe Bitcoin is currently something like 65K right now, and I believe by the end of the year it'll be triple that. I don't know shit. I'm not your financial advisor, but I do believe Bitcoin will be triple what it's worth today by the end of the year. Then what? I don't know. Maybe I'll come on in the fall and tell you I'm out of Bitcoin. If I double or triple my money, I might just get off the train and see what happens. Some of you are asking me about some of the other coins, Ethereum, Solana. I mean, I've invested in them in the past. I am not investing in them today. There's a lot of conversation about Ethereum will go up more than Bitcoin and Solana will go up more than Ethereum. That's probably true. I just am choosing to not play in the altcoin world right now. And I might be limiting what I can make. And I can't advise you what to do. But I'll tell you, the massive public online trading world has embraced Bitcoin. 11 ETFs have been created. You could buy into Bitcoin as part of the regular market now. So that's why I'm choosing to play in Bitcoin. I can't advise you of whether Ethereum or Solana or any other 10,000 other altcoins are going to be worth more. They probably are. There's some. I'm saying Bitcoin will go up 300% this year. That's my thought. There are altcoins that are going to go up 10,000% this year. I just don't know which ones. And there's going to be plenty that go to zero. So I don't know what to do with it. Anyway, I'll just get off of it. I'm choosing to play in Bitcoin. I'm choosing to do it through ETFs right now. And I'm moving a fair amount of money last week and this coming week into it. I intend to ride it without touching it through the year. And then we'll see. That's me. So that's the best answer I can give you on crypto right now. Hey guys, I went back in the house and I thought I'd show this to you. So this is how it comes shipped. Panamera, 12 year, that's key. And then this is my empty. But I've shown this to you in the past, but there's so many, like I said, there's so many new people. Peated single. If you like peaty, if you like smoky, this is really good. Get the 12 year though. It's relatively hard to find. So I find my hard to finds on a website called winechateau.com. Anyway, they treat me well, and that's where I get my Connemara whiskey from. So not for this video, but I want to acknowledge that several of you, I mean a bunch, 10 or 20 of you have asked me to tell 911 stories. And I have them both from being an elected official at the time and being inside the FBI at the time. So I do have a number of 911 stories, and we'll tell them little by little. So we're not going to do it today because we're already at like 32 minutes. I could easily blow this into an hour, and I don't want to do that. So I feel like I test your patience, by putting out 30 and 40 and 50-minute videos. So I don't want to add a bunch. I could add 4 or 5 911 videos. So we're gonna, even those will take time. So we'll probably do them one at a time, kind of like I'm doing my elected stories. I don't know how many elected stories I have left, by the way. We'll see. But yeah, I don't want to go down a path that'll take another 20 minutes. But I'm not ignoring you. I will tell 911 stories, and they are good. They are good stories. We were dead in the middle of it. Long time ago now, huh? 2001, 23 years ago. Have a picture I want to show you, so I'm going to put it right here. It's a picture of my dog Echo. She's only 4, but it was last night. She was just staring at the fence with the the sunset coming behind her. Kind of an artistic picture, if I don't mind saying so myself. I've had a couple of you say, "Hey, how come you don't put your dogs in the videos?" And this picture is a good example. I love Echo, man. She is 98% good, but she is 2% bad. And I just can't. I can't put her out here. I thought I'd bring her out here tonight, make her part of this video, but Anne-Marie's home and Anne-Marie's cooking right now, and Echo's favorite place is to stand next to Anne-Marie for any sort of mishap, which you have to see this picture. It's too good not to share. All right, guys. Well, the cigar is coming to the end. I've taken up 30 minutes of your time. I feel like that's enough. Several more subjects are written down. We have lots to talk about. Some of it comes from you guys, so please send me what you want to hear about. Do as a comment here, do as a text, do as an email. It doesn't matter to me. Someone back in the house. So I'll say it was to show you the Connemara, but maybe it was to get a second drink. We'll see. Well, the cigar is soaked in. My first drink is soaked in. I feel good. I feel great. Life is good. I hope life's good for you guys. If life isn't good for you, will you reach out, please? Maybe that's why I started my channel. Maybe that's what God is telling me is my calling. If life isn't good for you, I'll just make a calling. I'll make a call. I'll just do it right here in front of you. If life isn't good for you, reach out. Let me know that. If it's medically based, I can't fix it. I can't fix Jim's hip. I can't fix you medically, but if there's any way I can help, man, I want in. You know that? I'll just say that to the community. You know, if I can help you in any way, I think that's my calling right now, is to help. So, I mean, I can help superficially. I can send 5 tins of early morning pipe. I can send a microphone. I can send a tripod. I can do other things. But I would like to help you more. So if you need help, why don't you go ahead and reach out. Maybe that's the whole point of this channel, is to be a backstop for you. All right, guys, I think we've come to the end of the video for the night. Pretty crazy. So let me say it a different way. By you sending me your problem, by you sending me the challenge you're facing and you need help with, you might be helping me. How bad is that? How weird is that? Let's just go with that for a minute. Maybe you're helping me find my calling by asking me for help. Ooh, sounds arrogant. It's not how I mean it at all. If you're trying to make a financial decision, if you're trying to make a life decision, if you're trying to figure out how to respond to something that life is throwing you that seems complex, maybe you should throw it. Maybe you should toss it. So toss it as a comment back to this video if you want to do it publicly, because by us working through it together, I guarantee you're not the only one feeling it. Or throw it to me by text, throw it to me by email. And I'm going to have to step up my game on YTPC Team Freedom badges, by the way. So I've already given out 48 of the next 50 batch. So we've overrun our supplier, by the way. So Linda had to order a whole nother set of blanks. So I might actually throw her a big one and say, well, let's just do 100 next time. So I don't know. That's it. That's it for now. I'm gonna stop this for a minute and then we'll finish up. All right, buddy. This is it. Let's just wrap this up. And you know how I'm gonna wrap it up. In fact, you guys could probably do it, right? May God bless you. Nice and slow. Don't be in a rush. May God bless you. Rewind that. Let that, hear that again. May God bless you. May God bless those around you. May God bless your family. May God bless you like He has me. May God turn His ear to your prayer. May God make His face shine upon you. Guys, life is good. I hope you know that. I hope you feel it. If you don't, let's talk. Have a great night. Have a great St. Patrick's Day. And we will talk again tomorrow night, Monday night. Bye, you guys.